You can't stand around and wait to be asked to dance. Amy Poehler. Welcome to the Dreaming Girl podcast. Here we talk about spirituality, self-development, and how to live our best, most authentic lives. I'm Holly, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome back to the second episode of this podcast, if you listened to the first one. And if you did, thank you for coming back for more. More of me tripping over my words. This week I want to talk about this fear so many of us have about trying new things, going to places and dancing in a way for this life all on our own. So what do I mean by learning to dance alone? It's my cheesy, metaphorical way of talking about the ability to go after what you want and do what you want with no one's permission but your own. It's about trying new classes or events or cafes, even when we have no other person to go with us. I think we have a tendency to need support or someone else there we know to talk to or whatever when trying new things and going alone in a way. Of course, it's great to have support, but so much more liberating to be your own support. So I'm at university and I used to have, and still do, have an irrational fear of going to societies, clubs and even lectures on my own. It doesn't hold me back as much as it used to, but it is still there. I suffered from social anxiety for years, so doing things on my own was very difficult for me. I missed countless classes and opportunities before I finally decided to do something about the anxiety I was experiencing and look into what I was actually afraid of and why I would get so damn nervous whenever I wanted to do something but didn't have anyone to go with. Now, this might just be me that has had this fear of doing anything alone. If this doesn't sound like you, then great, I wish I had your confidence. But I feel like I can't be the only one. In my experience, it's a fear of rejection and the unknown that keeps me from living life fully the way I want to and trying new things. We don't know what's going to happen or who we'll meet, and it's a very easy thing to run away from that unknown aspect. I know I have a tendency to hide behind people. If I really want to do something, even for a long time going to the gym, I'd message every single one of my friends, like, will you do this thing with me? Will you do this thing with me? Will you go with me? But not everyone can drop what they're doing to be at your beck and call. I learned that the hard way. Often, if there's something we want to do and no one to go with and hide behind, we just don't bother. I've lived this way for so long and it is honestly just so tiring. Maybe we're all scared of being excluded from the pack or of feeling awkward. Like, you know when you go to an event or something and you're all alone, standing around, no one to talk to while lots of people mingle around you, how awkward you feel? Like, you want to go and talk to the people, involve yourself in the conversation, but you're feeling so awkward and nervous that you're just standing there and you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't come. Or you're going to a new class and you don't know anyone in it. Of course, these are great places to meet new people. But oftentimes, I think we're so in our own heads about what could go wrong and being scared we'll be rejected or have no one to talk to that we don't even try. At least that's how it used to feel for me and still does to a lesser extent. Here, I want to share some tips that I've accumulated over the year of trying new things and techniques for my social anxiety that I found pretty helpful. Changing my mindset and changing my beliefs around a lot of things has been a big part of my life over the past year, and especially with social situations and wanting to try new things, new classes, maybe like a ballet class or something all on my own. And you really have to change your mindset around that. Now this does involve a bit of dirty work. It means going into your head, figuring out what you're so afraid of, what your thought process is when you start to get nervous about this thing, and then flipping it on its head. I recently uncovered within myself this dangerous and debilitating belief and thought pattern of I don't deserve to be here whenever I would go to try something new or even go to a cafe on my own. Uncovering this was a really momentous moment for me because I realised that it's what my fear and thoughts which contribute to my anxiety and social anxiety have at their core. That one thought of I don't deserve to be here brings on other thoughts of, well, what's the point in trying? It's not going to work, no one's going to like me, people won't want me there, I'll never be enough. You see how that snowballs? It's very dangerous and very, it holds us back in a lot of ways, and negative self-talk in general is just not gonna take us where we want to go. There's a great lyric from a Florence and the Machine song. I'm not going to sing it to you because I don't want to wound your ears, but it goes, "You don't have to be a ghost here amongst the living. You are flesh and blood. You deserve to be loved, and you deserve what you are given." Now, I love this lyric, and it really sums up the mindset that I've been shifting into recently about being okay, trying new things, or going places solo. It's the antithesis of that negative thought I just shared. It's, you know what, I deserve to be here too. Shifting my mindset from, oh, I'm going to feel weird and awkward and out of place if I go to this event on my own, to this new experience is going to be awesome. I'm going to meet new people. Even if I don't, I like myself a lot and I love my own company, so it's all going to be good. It's been liberating. Changing your mindset is hard, no doubt about it, especially surrounding social situations when they have been so ingrained in you for years and you've kept backing them up with your thought patterns and your actions and your feelings. It takes a lot of consistency and a real motivation to want to change the way you think to actually do so, but it can be done. Affirmations are great, if not awkward to begin with, but you have to push through that awkwardness. You have to push through feeling like you're lying to yourself when you say, I'm going to be fine, I'm confident, I'm going to meet great people. It might not feel true, but the more you say it and repeat it to yourself, eventually you will feel it and it will become your truth. And that's not the only way, but one of the ways that has really helped me change how I see these kind of situations. My second tip is to find bravery and courage within you. I feel like that's the whole point of fear, is to find that courageousness in us. And there can't be bravery without having fear. There's a phrase, and I used to hate it, it's feel the fear and do it anyway. I used to be like, my fear is too much and I don't want to feel it, or I'll just be curled up in the fetal position for the rest of my life. But I'm going to be a little hypocritical of my younger self and ask you to be brave. Now, obviously, if you're in a panic about something, being brave or courageous is very difficult, and I'm not telling you to do it then. There have been times when I've really wanted to go to a class or an event, but haven't had anyone to go with, or my social anxiety has just been through the roof. Sometimes finding courage within, taking big deep breaths and going in with a positive mindset works, and you have a great time, and it's amazing. Other times it just doesn't, you just can't. There might be somewhere I really want to go and I don't have someone to go with, and I'm too nervous about it, I get too much of create such a tizzy in my head, and I end up not going, I end up missing out. Or I'll get all the way to the door of an event or a class and fear just wins the day, and I go home because my social anxiety and my fears around the unknown have stopped me from going in and stepping out of my comfort zone. And it's that old fear of rejection and the unknown, and that I don't deserve to be here mentality. It is social anxiety rearing its head for me. To this, I'd say go easy on yourself. Forgive yourself. You don't need to beat yourself up. I tried the whole bullying myself when I felt like I'd let myself down, but at those moments when you're already feeling pretty low and disappointed in yourself and the situation, more than ever you need to nurture and care for yourself. Take yourself home, give yourself good food and a nice bath and relax. Don't hate on yourself. That's just going to make everything 10 times worse the next time you want to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. If you can't be brave, be kind to yourself. And if you can be brave, also be kind to yourself. Bottom line, be kind to yourself, whatever you do. My next tip would be to start small and build yourself up. So my anxiety and fears of rejection used to be so bad that I struggled to go anywhere on my own. It was really quite debilitating and held me back, and it was really quite a really dark period of my life. It seems really irrational, but more people than we realise struggle with this. We just don't talk about it because we're all supposed to be confident and in charge of ourselves and our lives, but that just isn't always the case. Confidence needs to be built up for many of us. Fears of rejection and the unknown and doing things alone need to be broken down. When my social anxiety was really quite debilitating and holding me back in life, I would try to overcome it by doing little things over and over, going a little further each time until I was miles from where I used to be. I love this example that I use it all the time, that I used to be terrified of even going to classes because I was so scared of what people would think and what would happen. Even though nothing probably would have happened bad, but anxiety is irrational and doesn't see it that way. So I started to do little things, seek help from counsellors and therapists, then maybe spend an afternoon in the library, or go order a coffee and sit in, or go somewhere where I'd usually go with other people on my own because it was familiar. Eventually, over months, and in my case with some professional help, if you need professional help, if you feel like your anxiety is really debilitating, seek it out, don't be afraid of it. It really, really helped me. But after those months, I was sitting on a plane on the tarmac in Madrid, about to start a job as an au pair all on my own. Change is possible, social anxiety lessens, and I'm proof of that. My final tip is to ask yourself, what do you have to lose? Now, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. When anxiety is raging, when you ask that question, you're going to come up with all of these reasons of what's going to go wrong. And at that point, when you're feeling that way, I would suggest not asking this question of yourself. But when you feel, this could tie into bravery actually, what do you have to lose? In a few weeks, you might not even remember this awkwardness that you felt when you went in to this new event, or if you made a friend in a new class, you won't look back and feel that fear anymore. You'll look back and say, I'm so glad that I went in and I met this friend. That's the mindset I've been trying to look at of it anyway. Will this matter in a year's time, 10 years' time? And what do I have to lose? Also, what do you have to gain? You know, you can gain confidence, and you can gain that little step further. When I said you start small and build yourself up, you can gain so many things: insight, confidence. Really, if you can be brave, it will really take you, that kind of adrenaline rush will really push you over the finish line in a way. And that's why I like to ask myself that question when I'm feeling a bit more brave. Obviously, there are still times when it's not possible, and asking that question just brings up, it's just a Pandora's box of negativity all up in here. But that's okay too. Like I said, go home, be kind to yourself, take care of yourself. But if you can, keep going. I know this was a short podcast, but I just wanted to pop back in. I'm really just starting to get into the momentum of doing it, and eventually the podcast will be longer as I start to build up my confidence in my own ability to talk. And I've got some more topics that I've got lined up coming on the way that I think I can talk about for longer. But this is all I have for you today. If you want to see more, feel free to pop in next week, and hopefully they'll be a bit longer next time. But I just wanted to do this little short thing because it's been something that's on my mind, is having the courage and mindset to be able to really walk through life on our own, be confident, be liberated, be empowered. So I just want to talk about that for a bit. Thank you for listening.